When my parents first moved to the US, they had to start all over again. My dad was a doctor in China, but when he got to the US, he had to take up carpentry as a trade. My family's story is an immigrant story. They left southern China as the Cultural Revolution was tearing the country apart. And I have uncles who are refugees, and my family came to the US to build a better life. My parents came to the Bay Area and soon settled in the Excelsior neighborhood here in San Francisco. Growing up, my parents did a good job of shielding me from the difficulty that they faced. But as I got older, I learned just how challenging things actually were for them as immigrants, and I decided to devote my career to helping people like them. 2 years ago, I joined Open Door Legal as the team's immigration attorney. I've gotten to meet so many clients whose stories reminded me of my parents. And one of those clients was Maria, a mom who, just like my parents, sacrificed everything so that her family could have a better life. Maria and her children, Jose, Leslie, and Lady, were born in Guadalajara, Mexico. It was a difficult place to grow up for Jose because he was regularly targeted by the gangs, as many young boys his age were. Maria knew that if they stayed in Guadalajara, Jose would have two paths. One, join a gang, or two, become the victim of one. So she made the difficult decision to move her family almost 2,000 miles away to the Mission District in San Francisco. Even with all that distance, Jose still had trouble escaping the violence. He was frequently targeted for not being in a gang. Once, gang members even attacked Jose, his mom, and his sister, and beat them so badly that they all had to be hospitalized after. This vicious attack actually made the family eligible for a special kind of visa for victims of crime called a U visa. But a U visa is only a temporary benefit. And thankfully, they recovered, but Jose's life was never the same. The people who attacked Jose were arrested, but their friends wanted revenge. Jose, who was a high schooler at the time, couldn't even walk the streets alone for fear of getting attacked. Maria needed her son to be safe, and she knew that things were too risky in the city. So she decided to send him to Texas to live with her sister while things calmed down over here. Years later, Jose returned from Texas. The family's U visas were set to expire, so Maria applied for them all to get green cards. She went to a local social service agency to help. Maria waited anxiously for the results. When she finally got the letter in the mail, she was devastated. Everyone in the family's green cards had been approved, except for Jose's. USCIS was asking for more evidence about Jose because of an interaction he had with law enforcement back in Texas. He had been caught smoking weed when he was in high school. Because of this, Jose was now at risk for deportation. USCIS gave Jose 3 months to send in the evidence, or his application for a green card would automatically be denied. When that happened, they would transfer his file to Homeland Security, where the government would start pursuing an order of deportation against him. To Maria's dismay, things just kept getting worse. 4 weeks before the documents were due, the agency their family was working with called Maria. "We're dropping your son's case," they told her. "It's too difficult for us. We recommend that you hire a private attorney." Maria, who worked as a nanny, knew she couldn't afford that. She feared that she would lose her son forever. Maria had done everything she could up to that point to keep her son safe, and she wasn't about to give up now. She searched online and found Open Door Legal. Maria booked an emergency appointment, and that is where I first met her. At the appointment, I learned that we only had 12 days left to submit the evidence. If we missed the deadline, Jose would be at risk of deportation. It was 3 months of work that had to be done in under 2 weeks. So, we got to work. My team and I tracked down the documents from a courthouse in Texas. We drafted declarations from friends and family that helped show the agency what kind of a person Jose is and why he deserves to stay. All of these forms needed to be submitted in English. So Zoe, our superstar, fearless paralegal, tirelessly translated the documents back and forth so that Maria and Jose could understand them. The day before the deadline, we overnighted the response, with as much of the information and records as we could get within the time allowed. Included in the package was a letter that Maria wrote, explaining how important her son was to her, pleading to USCIS to grant her son permanent resident status. Here's what the letter said. To whom it may concern, I would like to ask immigration to please grant my son residency. I have such a close relationship with my son. He, more than anyone else in the world, provides me with the emotional support and consolation I need. I want to ask you to please grant my son residency because if he is deported to Mexico, we would not be the same people. I ask you to please listen to my requests, the mother of a son who wants to see her family together. Thank you. Maria Torres, mother of Jose Torres. On Tuesday, November 26th, Maria and Jose got a very special call. It was Zoe, telling them that Jose's green card had finally arrived at our office. 2 days later, Maria, Jose, and the rest of their family celebrated their first Thanksgiving with Jose as a lawful permanent resident. And now, they really aren't the same people. They're freer, free from the threat of deportation and separation due to Jose's status, free to build a new life for themselves here in the United States. And they're using their time in the States to make San Francisco a better city for all of us. Jose's little sister, Leslie, for instance, witnessed the incredible hardship that her brother faced, so she became an advocate against peer violence, and her work was even honored by the mayor's office. Jose's older sister, Lady, just got married, and she has 2 kids, Maria's first 2 grandkids. And of course, there's Jose. He's a shy young man with a kind heart. And now that all of this is over, he works as a carpenter. He's eager to start the new life that his mother fought so hard for him to have. In 2019, over 78,000 people like Jose had their green card requests denied. This is 20% more than the year prior. To change this through politics may require years of negotiations. Luckily, I have some good news. One of the most common reasons for denials are application mistakes. Just by helping people fill out their immigration forms, we can keep more people in this country lawfully today. Jose's story shows that for thousands of immigrants, there is already a legal path to permanent residency and citizenship. If only they could get the legal help. You made it possible for us to keep this family together. For Jose to start a new life. For Leslie and Lady to have their brother. For Maria to watch her children grow up safely. And for that, we could not be more grateful. Thank you.